Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. This morning, we're going to explore about relationships. And I thought a fun way to do this would be we'll do a bit of warming up, and then we're going to just explore relating from one side of the body to the other before we go into other ways of relating. So I think that sometimes we don't consciously understand that our template for relating is how we relate within our own body. So perhaps you'll find something new today, or a little more insight, or a little more information, or just a fun way to move. So I'm going to move back a little bit and just begin to warm up the body a little bit. So maybe you want to just oil the joints a little bit, or get into a little bit of a rhythm, a little bit of shaking, whatever it is that helps you get into the body. Maybe there's a particular part you need to stretch. Maybe there's a place that you're not feeling so much movement. Maybe you want to use your hands, get some movement going in that area. And I'm just going to stand up just because I can. And just find yourself a way to feel into all areas, or whatever you can do today, whichever area you can feel today. And the first little play we're going to have with is, how can you have a relationship with your two hands? So that would be a simple way of creating relationship. Do they want to intersect and touch? Do they want to be way far away? So how do your hands find relationships with each other? Sometimes we easily can go into, well, what do our hands do for us, all day long? But how do they move or explore or work or do things together? So that's a good way to start your exploration. You might want to then go to the feet. How do your feet start to work to, speak together or move together? So you can, again, play with the feet. How do they move together? I mean, it's a little bit difficult to engage in something like walking if you don't have both feet to support you. And how does one foot support you? How does the other foot support you? So these are little things you can do, for an extended period of time if you find something really useful. But I'm going to, jump a little further because I like to keep these brief, so it gives you time to work with them on your own and add to them if you'd like to. So what happens when I start to move in my left side of the body? Just stabilize my right side. Does it have its own personality? And then what if I move my right side? Does it have perhaps a different way of moving? And then how do I move from or let them talk to each other, my right side to my left side? And you can perhaps put in that question, what kind of relationship do I want in 2020 between my right side and my left side? And I would suggest that most of us want some kind of cooperativeness, but maybe there's something more you want. Maybe you want to give voice more to one side of your body that maybe you don't listen to as much, especially if you're carrying a pattern of tension or whatever. Maybe, because most of us have a dominant side. So maybe, like I'm right-handed, so maybe my right side needs to have a little bit more flow and, expression to loosen it up than my left side. So anyway, you can play with this right side, left side dance. How do you want them to inhabit? What more do you want with that aspect in 2020? And then we're just going to bring them a little bit together now and go into your body, yourself, and just begin. And I find it nice to bring in some self-touch here. You may just want to look or imagine that part, but touch is very powerful. So you may begin to ask your body, yourself, what kind of relationship do I want with my hands this year? Or what kind of relationship do I need with my arms? And I can feel myself, appreciating, touching different parts of my body, but touching, with less of the functional, but really feeling into all the different areas and really appreciating my body. So the message I'm getting for me is 2020, I really want to take some time and appreciate all of me, my relationship with my body. And so, of course, this can really slow down. But as I say, I'm just offering you a little flavor, a little taste in this. So you can spend time there. Sometimes there's places that are harder to reach and feel into. And a simple way to do this is just, you can be still and just touch and breathe into that area. Feel your hands move with that area. Or you can massage. You can do little massage or gentle stroking. So that's another way you can really appreciate your muscles, your skin, your bones, just all the actions, all how your body has held you this whole lifetime. So feel into, how has my body really held me in this whole lifetime? And then, because I said we would go a little bit into our relationships with others outside of ourselves, it can be with your pets that live with you, it can be with your family, it can be with colleagues, it can be with friends. So just begin to move your body and feel into some of those relationships in your life. And maybe there's something you want more of. Maybe there's one particular relationship you're focusing on. You know, you could have some tension in a relationship and you want to do something with that. So maybe you find a little bit of movement with how do I approach this relationship? Or what do I want more of in relationships in 2020? So you can keep it very general, or you can keep it very more specific. Maybe somebody comes up. So what do you want more of? And I want more of this because. So you can move that a little bit. I want more in my relationship of, and I want more because. So I can feel fun and play coming up in mine, which we're going to do fun and play tomorrow. And then what do I want less of in relationships? And what do I want less of because? And of course, what can you do with that? How are you in those relationships? And I'm finding myself slowing down, feeling that in some cases I need to listen more and use my presence more and slow way down, especially if there are tense moments. So just to recapitulate the whole dance is we were starting with relating with different sides of our body. Does our left side and our right side have different personalities, and how do they want to relate in 220? And then it was about our relationship to us and this body and this lifetime. What do we want for 220 in caring for this body, having this relationship? Maybe you just need space in your day to remind yourself of this relationship. Sometimes we forget, we get very functional and time-minded about these things. And then the third thing was the relationships with others in our lives. And it doesn't just have to be our pets and the people in our lives, but maybe it's nature, it's the land, or it's the sea, like me and my sea creatures. So maybe those are areas you want more of in 2020. So whatever that is and whatever that dance is, bring whatever qualities into 220 that feel right for you. So I'm going to slow this down and thank you for following me. Many blessings for a beautiful day, morning, afternoon, wherever you are.